Good morning everybody and welcome back to another game day vlog. Today we are in London, of all places. We were in the US last week, we're going to be in London this week. We're playing for the West London Wildcats and today is going to be a very special game day vlog because not only is it my first game in the UK, it's going to be, I think, my first game where I'm going to be playing with my sister. She's getting changed over there, but I'm going to keep the camera off her for a second. Her and her friend, Pam, are going to be playing for the women's team this morning, so we had to get up early, go grab a coffee and well, we're about to go grab a coffee and we're about to go get some breakfast before they play at 11 a.m, which is going to be good fun because I don't think, Bill, have we ever played in the same team before? Okay, this is the first time we've ever played in the same team, so it'll be some funny content, of us playing footy. What are you doing?
I can't find my shorts.
It's not that big of a deal. It's okay. We've got all day. Anyway. We don't. We've got 15 minutes. We've got 15 minutes. Let's get to it. This is MTV Welcome to Our Crib. We're staying at the Wombats Hostel in London, which has actually been really good. We've got our own private little room, which is fantastic. So we've got our own bathroom and toilet and all that type of stuff. There's 6 beds, but there's only 3 of us. We just booked like the whole room, which is a bit arrogant, but that's right, because probably on a Friday in a hostel, is that how you say it? Hostel, there could be people really on the piss, so might have been waking us up all night. To be honest, the girls didn't know that they were going to be playing a game until a few days ago. The girls' coach called me up and was like, does your sister want to play? I said, bloody oath, they would. Took a little bit of convincing. They weren't that keen initially, but got them over the line. Yesterday they were at bottomless brunch, so you could imagine how they're feeling today. But yeah, this is the crib, MTV. This is what we've got outside. That's our view. Nothing special. Ladies and gents, welcome back to another game day vlog. Yeah, it's good to be back. Let's rewind a little bit. I'll show you what happened. We went to training on Thursday, so have a look at training on Thursday. And then I'll take you through a little bit of our Friday day as well. Hit a few gym sessions, did a few things, and all the feeds and stuff that I ate as well. So have a quick look at that, and then we'll get up to speed. So, rewinding back to Thursday, I'm walking through the streets of Whitechapel in London. It has an interesting aura about it, these streets. Didn't really feel like I was walking through London. On my way to the Whitechapel station and then on my way to Chiswick Rugby Club, where we do train. A big shout out to Chiswick Rugby Club, who do let us, or the West London Wildcats, train on their grounds. I was fortunate enough to get a little bit of a view of what's going on from heels, and the boys definitely welcomed me in style after training, saying I have to kick this goal, otherwise I have to buy every single one of them a round as soon as we get back to the bar. Luckily I went back and kicked it. Unluckily for the boys, they don't get some beers.
What have we got here? Can you give me a bit of a spread?
We've got the burgers.
Yep. Beef burgers. Give me some adjectives maybe to describe.
We've got the beef burgers.
Yep, tell them to me.
Then we've got the snags here.
Edible food, yep.
Fresh ones. And then we've got the veggie option.
For the veggies.
And that's about it.
The girls led off the fines to finish off Thursday night training. It was great to meet all the guys, all the girls. Everyone was fantastic. And then I ended up running home from the train station because it was like 3 Ks. I couldn't be bothered walking anymore. It was like 11 p.m. already. It takes so long to get back, so I was so tired. Anyway, Friday morning, myself and Pam, I believe, went to Third Space. Yes, sir. That's my sister's friend. You'll see a little bit more about her later on in the vlog. We went to Third Space, again, thanks to Hills, who set us up. This gym was one of the most incredible gyms I've ever been to in my life. It was 3 levels. It's 10,000 square meters. I got some boxing in the boxing area that they have, but seriously, they had pools, they had saunas, they had steam rooms. They had, like I said before, 3 levels of fitness, cardio, training machines. It was non-stop. And then I finished off with some grilled steak and some grilled chicken, 50 grams of protein to start off my Friday. And then I sort of thought I'd indulge myself in a coffee. Ladies and gents, this was one of the worst coffees I've ever had in my entire life. I spilled it into the bin and then chucked the whole thing in there because it was not very good. London coffee, it's not great. You don't know how good you get it in Australia until you leave sometimes. Then we went out for Friday bottomless brunch. Now, Friday bottomless brunch is obviously bottomless food and bottomless drinks. For me, I wasn't drinking, but the girls, they started off their Friday with a few drinks at brunch. So you can imagine that's about 11. By the time it gets to 3 p.m, I'm so tired, I go home for a nap. I am still struggling from jet lag. I wake up at about 5 p.m. I'm fortunate enough to have talked to Johnny Davies, who's a reasonably famous person over here. He's run the Tube, and he's also preparing for another massive challenge where he's going to be running 900 Ks in 10 days, which is absolutely ridiculous. We're at Bank Station here, and I'm just enjoying the fantastic architecture that London has to offer. We go 30 floors up to this incredible view at the gym that Johnny took me to. We hit a nice little upper body session. We had a great chat about all things social media, life, mindset, challenging yourself. He is firstly a beast. He's about 6'5", shredded, English lad, and he's doing fantastic things. So it was great to link up with him. Then after that, I thought I'd go link up with the girls again. And by this time, it was about 7 p.m. As I rocked up to dinner, they were into about their 15th bottle of wine, I reckon. So we linked up for a little bit of dinner, which was fantastic. My sister's here, sipping on an espresso martini. The girls, they're feeling pretty good. But always had to go with my specific pre-game meal of pasta. I actually doubled up with pasta here. Got 2 second serving. And the girls were pretty happy. After this, they'd probably been drinking for about 13 hours. So they were loving it on the way home. Well, Bolsh, give me an update on what you did yesterday. Just for the people.
I slept for like 9 hours.
Yeah.
And then I woke up at 11. And then approximately 60 minutes later, I was drinking bottomless margaritas.
Until?
My last drink was at like 9:30 p.m.
A bottle of wine at 9.
Yeah.
So how are you feeling today? Not too bad?
I think that I feel pretty good.
Okay.
40% on the whoop recovery.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good after it. I did wake up at 12:30 a.m. Couldn't get back to sleep till 2 a.m.
How much sleep did you get?
Not that much.
84% recovery for the freaking boss man over here. 81% sleep.
5 hours and 41 minutes sleep I got last night. But considering my 13-hour...
How many hours?
5 hours and 41.
Gee whiz. I got 6:55 last night, so I'm actually feeling pretty good. Pam, what's your recovery at today?
28.
Pam has been smoked by the whoop gods. I'm up to 84, so I feel good. I feel ready to go. But no, I think we're all ready. Pam's got the new purple hoodie on. This is gonna that'll come out in like a few months, I think, a month or two. But she does love her oxy shred. She's straight into the oxy shred in the morning. As you can see, I keep a really clean room. All of us do. But yeah, and I'm wearing the new Ruby Primo wine, which comes out on July 12th. So if you haven't checked that out yet, the links will all be down so you can get on the waiting list. But yeah, it's probably going to be one of our biggest drops yet. So make sure you don't miss that. It's going to be coming very, very soon. I know I said before that the coffee's no good, but this coffee was actually fantastic. It was the closest to an Aussie coffee I've had in a very long time, probably the last 3 weeks since being in the US and London. We got sorted with a great breakfast. The girls are feeling a little bit worse for wear. Now, the girls, of course, they are having to play early. And fortunate enough for me, I linked up, got there early, and got some tea with heels.
Now, I feel real English right now. I've got an English tea to start today. He's got me onto the grind.
You got the cottages in the background.
Got me right into the grind. I've got the cottages in the background. I feel very English. Would you like an English breakfast tea?
I'm alright for now.
Mate, you're actually
Have you seen the goalposts out there?
the goalposts look...
They had 3 goalposts nicked last night.
Did they?
No way.
London things, eh?
Yeah, mate. So we get real high as she's sailing through.
Oh no. So what
Like
do they
you
had to
said.
do? Just create new ones?
Like you
Yeah,
said,
get a
just
bit of
celebrate
get a bit of
early.
PVC.
Oh no.
What is a game of poker, like you said, mate? Just celebrate early.
Last night.
Alright, can we get a game update?
So far we're up 2-0. Is that
No, we've scored 1 goal. 6 points. We're up by 6 points.
Any reason you guys haven't got on yet?
Saving the best till last.
We look really good on the bench. They just want to save us till last because,
Okay.
you know, we're the secret weapon.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
The girls, they got to work and it was a little bit kind of overcast early. The sun did start to come out a little bit later, but my sister went through the forward line after requesting to just play in the back line. So she wasn't too happy about that. Then Pam went a little bit back, a little bit forward. But the girls were actually insanely good. They played a fantastic game. They got up, I think, 68-0 in the end. So pretty convincing win there for the Wildcats girls. And they definitely brought the vibes afterwards as well. It was actually North London Girls Ladies' Day. So it was all about the ladies. And the girls, very, very glad that they got up and got a big win.
All right, ladies and gents, welcome back to another game day vlog. This might be one of the most interesting voiceovers that I've ever done. I'm currently outside. Now, it's 1 p.m. in Australia, but it's 4 a.m. here in London as I'm doing this voiceover, and you probably hear the tweetling of the birds and everything else. I've stayed up all night to get this out on a Monday night for everyone. But I'm playing with the West London Wildcats. Now, they have won. Now, just to give you guys a little bit of a snapshot, there is 3 different conferences or divisions of football in the AFL London. So there's obviously Div 1, which is the Premiership, and then there's Div 2, which is the Conference, and then there's Div 3 as well. So the West London Wildcats have won 13 premierships in the Premiership, so the highest league. So they are a very successful club. Now, there's only 3 teams in the Premiership this year: the Wandsworth Demons, the North London Lions, and then, of course, the West London Wildcats. So there's only 3 teams, like I said, but it's a very tightly contested premiership. And from what I do know, this has always been a reasonably high standard of football, and I was always very eager to get over and play in this league. So I know that there's a lot of ex-VFL, ex-Samful, ex-Waffle, and just high-level footballers. There's a few good VAFA footballers as well that I know run around in this league. So I was very, very eager to get over and play and then test the standard out. And the North London Lions get a very good start here and actually just get right on top of us. In fact, I think they kicked the first 4 goals of the game, which is very frustrating for myself and everyone else involved. I started in the forward line, playing centre-half forward, and then after they kicked the first 3 or 4 goals, I was like, fuck this, I'm going to try and run around in the midfield. And they just had so many nippy, good football players, and it really helps as well having a few good Irish players. So the rules of this league, similar to what the USAFL have, they've got, I believe, 13 Aussies that have to be on the field, and then there has to be 3 Great Britain, 2 rest of world. It's something like that. It might be 11 Aussies and then 4 rest of world, 3 Great Britain. I think that might be how it all works. But it's really important that, again, like the USAFL that I was playing in last week, it's important to have really good Great Britain and really good West of World players, because that makes up, the rest of your squad and is really, really important in those big games. We get a good mark down the line here, and this is towards the end of the first quarter. Az gets the ball, wheels around on the right foot, and luckily pins me up with a beautiful kick inside 50, and straight away I knew that we probably needed to go, and I was a bit nervous because I probably only had a couple of kicks to this stage. I was obviously getting a little bit of advice from the boundary line. Now, the fields over here, firstly, I think it's beautiful, the backdrop, it looks lovely, but we're going to have to talk about how long the grass is here. But I go back and luckily enough, go back and set it and get our first goal of the game on the board. Now, it is super windy as well, just giving you a bit of an idea of the conditions. And as well, the ground is like lumpy. I don't know if that's a really good way to describe it, but there's divots everywhere, and it's like there's gravel parts of it as well. It's like it's not what you're used to playing footy in. The boys kept saying this is AFL London. It's high grass, it's lumpy grounds. I want to describe it in a better way, but I don't know if there's a better way to describe it, but it's very uneven underfoot, and you go to step and you just can't quite step. Anyway, start of the second quarter, go into the midfield, get caught on the ball, which is a great way to start the second quarter. as here does a little bit of a blind spin, couple of blind spins, gives the handball off, and it is really hard because, and I'm going to say this a few times throughout the video, and it's what I kept saying to everyone, the standard is good, but it is so unpredictable because everything that you're taught in footy from a young age, when people first come into playing footy, they're taught for 10, 15 years, do this, do that, kick straight, straight your hips, if you take the mark, stop, take a look around and then go. But when you're against Irish players and British players that haven't played the game before, especially Irish, because generally they go, they'll grab the ball from a mark and then they'll just go, and you're kind of like, whoa, what the hell happened there? It's a really interesting league to play in because it's not like any other footy that you've ever played before. The North London Lions, though, I've got to give them credit, especially in this first half. They were all over us. They were just everywhere, and they kept just getting the ball out the back, and we couldn't really figure out a way to stop them. They were probably harder at the contest, fortunate enough to get a holding ball here and then try to go inside 50, but probably rushed it a little bit, and then they end up getting a push in the back there. Can you believe that was a push in the back? Anyway, some of the free kicks, contentious, but it's then, you can't complain because it's, the people that are umpiring are just there for fun, and I guess everyone else is kind of there for fun as well. It's not like it's the most serious league in the world. It's not like VFL or O&M or anything like that. But they still take it very seriously. But man, I really enjoyed this team, this experience, and especially just trying to figure out where the ball is going to bounce or which way the ball is going to go. Because, like I said before, you can kind of predict passages of play in other leagues, and this league I found it really, really hard to guess where the ball is going to go. So the West London Wildcats as well, they were formed in 1990, so they have been around now for 30 odd years, almost 35 years. They've been around for a while, and AFL London's been around for a while as well. So if you are over here at this time of the year, now it's only a 10 or 8 game season, 6 game season, and then I think they play a couple of finals. It ends up being about 9 or 10 games. It is seriously fun. Now, they play over in the summer, which is the time that you want to be playing. So it's a really good time to be running around, even though it doesn't really look like summer out there. I know it's a little bit overcast. It was actually a pretty nice day. I get this one over to Teddy, and Teddy fortunately goes bang, and we start to look the goods a little bit here towards the end of the second quarter. Couldn't quite get off the leash though. Every time I got near it, even here, this probably could have been holding the ball. Luckily got a handball out. I do believe it was a handball, but it could have easily been holding the ball. Luckily the umpire fell over, so he wasn't actually watching it. Get this ball, ended up getting it long to Richo, and unfortunately just couldn't quite kick the goal. We have not kicked very straight at all, and I'm still jet lagged as well, so I'm tired by the time it gets to 2 p.m, the game starts at 2 p.m, I'm ready to go to bed again. It's been an interesting kind of change of, I really thought that it'd be easy for me. I thought this year would be easy for me to just change the time zone each week, but I just couldn't quite figure it out. The North London Lions again go forward here and kick another goal. Everything seemed to just be bouncing their way in the first half. Every single time they got close to it or they went a specific way, the ball bounced a specific way. They get a high tackle here. It just felt like everything was going their way. I could not pick the ball up at some stages. Again, the ball bounces like you expect it to bounce one way, and because the field is so uneven, there's so many divots, the ball just does a wronging on you. It's like one of those freaking bounce balls that you used to have as a kid, and they have 5 different spikes on it. You just don't know which way the ball is going to bounce, so it's hard to predict. And then see this one here, just taking marks out of nowhere. But it was an experience, I'll give you that. And I must say the West London Wildcats boys were absolutely fantastic. We get a good high tackle here to Teddy, who does go back and slots a nice goal as well before halftime, on the stroke of halftime. And then we go in a little bit closer at halftime. We're starting to get there. We did feel like it was just going to click. Now, you got to remember as well, in these other leagues overseas, and you probably have it happen in Australia a fair bit as well, but in these overseas leagues, there are a lot of players that come in and out of the side, especially some of these, players are, they're teachers or they've got other jobs and they get a few weeks off and they're over here in, the UK and, it's a $20 flight to Prague or a $15 train to Copenhagen. I think I could tell you pretty easily, pretty convincingly what I'd be doing for my weekend. So people do head off and go away whenever they want to, which is fantastic, as they should. And so we did have, I think, 8 or 9 changes out of the 22, which is always difficult to find the synergy. This ends up being holding the ball. Some of the decisions against us, you've got to remember, this is a North London Lions home game. So both of the umpires, I do believe, are North London Lions. Now, I'm not saying anything here. I'm not saying anything untoward, but it is difficult. It was also hard, I think, like I said a few times before, with the uneven surface and it just being unpredictable. Everything, the game being unpredictable, and also the players being unpredictable. I would hope, because I do believe that this standard of the league is quite good, and I do believe, and I hope that the AFL, I don't actually know what the affiliation of the AFL is to AFL London, if they give any funding or however it works, but I would love to see them get better grounds, because they should be playing on better grounds than this. Like it is, the grass is up to your ankles. There's gravel. It's almost OH&S. Like it is. There's this massive hill on the right hand side of the of the ground, and yeah, look, I don't know. I think that I don't know. I hope it doesn't sound like I'm bashing them or it, because I'm not. But I would hope that you can see that big hill there. It's like on a hill. But I would hope that they could get better grounds. I think. I don't know what the rest of the grounds are like. But I think they do deserve better grounds. We unfortunately give away a free kick and a 50 here. Probably should have been 50. But again, just like they were getting the rub of the green. But even, it's a weak excuse. If you ever complain about the umpires, I think. So they were far better. They were better in the contest. I get a chance here, just gets tapped out. I go to full forward. I kicked goals like this before, but for some reason just couldn't quite get it going, and it ends up going across the face to the far side. And every time I got a little bit of a distance on my opponent, it just, unfortunately, the kick wasn't there, or it would be cut off by someone in front. So just couldn't quite get it going, any of us, and we do end up going 5 or 6 goals down at 3/4 time. We just couldn't quite get a run on. Like I said before, the synergy, it's really hard. And even for me, it's hard going week to week to new teammates, new team. And with 8 people like that, then it can be really difficult. Do get opportunity here. The ball comes into the forward line. Luckily, pick it up, try to sprint away. Couldn't quite get away. Wheel onto the left foot and snap it around. Missed. Bruv, at this stage, I'm just like, come on. I was also getting stick from the boys, so I wanted to give a little bit back, but come on. I was like, bruv, it's just not my day. It's not my day at the moment, and they go down the other end, and this ball just bounces in. How did that even happen, bro? How did that happen? And I blame myself for it, because I missed that goal down the other end, and that is fair. But damn, really frustrated about that. It should have been a goal. I hate missing goals. Anyway, they just got on top of us. I don't know. I don't really have much else to say. They just got on top of us. But they were great. They were great after the game. We all, as you'll continue to see in the vlog, that we all stuck around after, and it was actually a really, really good time. I think all those lads are a really good bunch of blokes. I did get a message from both the Wandsworth Demons and the North London Lions, but the reason I did go to the West London Wildcats was because they did have one of my schoolmates play for them. Now, his name's Max Muzzard. Unfortunately, Max, we'd been messaging for the last 6 months, and then about a week ago, he goes, sorry, mate, I'm in Amsterdam for the weekend, so I won't be playing with you. I said, that's all right, Maxie, no stress at all. But unfortunate about that. I get a good opportunity just from outside 50, and usually I would kick them, but again, just couldn't quite get it. I missed a few opportunities now, which is no good. Luckily, Fraze backs it up and goes bang and kicks a goal. But we have kicked so poorly this game. So poorly. Now, we finished the game, unfortunately losing. I know there's a few minutes to go here, but we do unfortunately lose. But we kicked 5 goals, 17. I think that goes to show how windy and disgusting it was. Yes, skill errors do come into it. But I want to know what you guys think about the standard, because I've tried to show as much footage of the footy as possible and of everyone playing. This guy's a beast, Ted, as well. The bloke that kicked it to him is a beast. And Richo is a bloody fantastic footballer, the bloke that just marks it here. So the whole team, I thought individually we had some exceptional players. Unfortunately, we just couldn't quite gel together as a team, and I'm sure we will in the near future when we can all get it going. But I would like to come back and play a game. I feel like I owe them. I got pinged holding the ball here. This is, again, pretty harsh, but yeah, fair enough, but still pretty harsh. Anyway, that pretty much like put a cherry on top for a dirty-ish day for me. I had a few people ask me after the game. They said, are you going to still post the vlog because you didn't play very well? I said, yes. It doesn't matter how I play. It's not about, the vlogs aren't about me or about how I play. The vlogs are about giving exposure to different clubs and different teams and different leagues. And if you guys do go at any stage down to or up to London, across the pond, please do go and pull on a Wildcats jumper and run around for the boys, because they are a fantastic bunch of blokes, and I enjoyed every single second of being there with them. Thanks, boys. After the game, we did have the boat race, the famous boat race. Belle, can you commentate through this, please? You're about to come up very, very soon.
So I've actually been preparing for weeks for this. There's a lot of technique that goes into it. As you can see, elbows are out, both hands on the cup. You really just got to chuck your head back and really throw yourself into it. Nothing left on the table there for sure. Definitely came away with the win. Pretty happy about it.
Now,
better than the footy.
We lost in the footy for the boys, but we got up in the boat race. That means a lot more than the footy, doesn't it?
100%, especially when it's an Australian club like this. We love to drink.
Very important. And then after we did play Split the G at the bar, and I think you were closest.
I actually also won at this. Who would have thought? I'm actually the best at everything.
Well, I sucked at this. I drank way too much Guinness and stuffed it up. And then we linked up into a Champions League final, obviously Real Madrid versus Borussia Dortmund. A massive thing over here, the soccer or the football. After that, Real did get up. I was going for BVB. Then we did go out for a little bit of dinner. I was starving at this stage as well. Hadn't eaten anything. So it was fantastic to go out and get a little bit of a feed. Sunday morning, which I do like to take you guys through. Sunday morning, we start off the day, a recovery day, but we're in the streets of London. So we got a bike, and I'm actually recording this on today. So we did get the bikes. We went through a few different areas. As you can see, that's the London Eye just there. We got the Lime bikes, which you can get pretty cheap over here, about £18 for 2 hours. And we just absolutely launched through every part of London. I'd love to narrate this and tell you exactly where we are, but I've got no clue, to be perfectly honest with you. The architecture in London and the culture, the rich culture that they've got, the food, there's just something about it. The aura, it's beautiful. And I don't know, I really enjoyed going through. Obviously, Big Ben was there. I don't even know where these areas are, but they were all so beautiful. It was really, really good. You can definitely see a lot of Roman culture and architecture here. I think that this is some sort of show jumping type place. I got no idea. This, I do know. This is where the Queen lives. Belle, where does the Queen live? What's it called?
The Queen is dead.
Oh, the King. The King lives there. What's that called? The Palace.
Buckingham Palace.
Buckingham Palace. That's what it's called. Buckingham Palace. We're riding through. We did see some beautiful places before heading to Chelsea. I heard Chelsea's one of the nicer areas here. So we got a bit of duck hash and then had to indulge myself in ice cream. Now, this ice cream did take about 37 minutes to get, so it was a little bit ridiculous. And then we kept riding through. Now, this place, I do know what is just about to come up. We had, obviously, Big Ben again. We went back through that way, and then we came up to the Tower Bridge. Now, we're staying quite close to the Tower Bridge, and this was one of the most beautiful parts to finish off the entire day. We went through the Tower Bridge. You can see here there's a lot of people on the sidelines taking photos and stuff. We're just riding straight through the diddle diddle with our bikes and the bum bag on and the mullet. You can tell that I'm a convict. That seems to be a very common phrase and joke that these English people love to make, which is true, but by the 100th time you've heard it, it's not really that funny. For dinner, we headed out to a steakhouse. We wanted Sunday roast, but we could only find steak. This was an absolutely amazing feed, and it was a great way to finish off our trip. Thank you, everybody, for watching the vlogs this year. Last week, we're obviously in the US. The response from these vlogs has just been crazy, especially this year, especially those overseas ones. They've been incredible, so I can't thank you guys enough for watching, supporting. Make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe, do all that type of stuff. It has been truly incredible what we've done with the vlogs this year, but I couldn't do it without you guys watching it. So thank you so much. We're on the next flight back to Australia, about 11 p.m. now. I'll probably be up for the next 5 or 6 hours editing this vlog for you guys. Show some support. I love you guys. Thank you very much.